the intro to email marketing. You've heard Sean and I talking about this before. You've heard promises.
But Jordan, email marketing is dead.
Oh, darn, Shawny boy, it's not dead. We're going to tell you why.
Ooh, tell me why, right now.
Okay, so first of all, by raise of hands, how many of you out there are using email marketing?
See that guy? The rest of you should have your hands up. And if not, see me after class.
I'll bet a bunch of you are not using email marketing right now. And simply that's because of Shopify and Mailchimp's little divorce that they had.
We're going to make you feel really dumb by the end of this episode.
Well, hopefully we're going to empower you.
Okay.
So a little while ago, Shopify and Mailchimp had a little disagreement. And they could not resolve it. It was irreconcilable differences.
Drama.
Yeah. And so Shopify basically said to Mailchimp, see ya. And Mailchimp said to everyone else, no, we said see ya. So anyway, there's no longer an integration between Mailchimp and Shopify, which for a ton of e-commerce store owners, they were using Mailchimp because it was a really, really cheap way to have a decent amount of email automation. And for a really cheap price, comparatively to some of the other email service providers out there.
It was really easy too. There wasn't much you had to do. It was pretty turnkey.
It was, yeah,
right?
Very intuitive. Now, presenting to you the alternative, the new, the only Klaviyo. So,
Klaviyo. Now, I've always thought of them as like a much bigger deal for much bigger companies than Mailchimp. Is that incorrect?
You're totally incorrect. So, well, you're not correct when you are correct when you say that they're a big deal. But for bigger companies, yes. But the way that their pricing works is it's a tiered pricing structure. So when you have fewer subscribers, you're not paying you're not paying a ton of money.
So it's kind of like Mailchimp in that regard, then.
Yeah, totally. It does get up higher, but it is highly worthwhile. If you're doing any amount of business, Klaviyo is a must. So what I want to talk to you guys about today, or what we want to talk to you about, is in Klaviyo some of the interesting things that you can do.
Yeah, and so when you were showing me the interface the other day, I was really surprised and actually blown away at how the visual interface looks like something you might do for messenger marketing. It looked almost like ManyChat to me, where you have all these different flows and sort of if, then, etc.
Totally.
That seems way more intelligent than your average email marketing campaign.
Totally. So I'll talk about some of this really simple features. So of course we've got your abandoned cart series, right? And if you're not running an abandoned cart series, well, you're basic. So just letting you know that you got to be running an abandoned cart series. Klaviyo does that really nicely. You can send the 3 emails that you're allowed to. So for those of you who don't know the rules, you're allowed to send within 24 hours 3 emails. Do it.
Allowed to being like the law?
Yes.
Like
yes.
Can spam
By
and
the
whatever
law.
else. Okay.
Yeah. So they actually don't have to be a subscriber of yours.
Oh, really?
For you to send that. But after those 24 hours, don't you dare send those people emails.
Oh, no, you didn't.
But within those 24 hours, I highly suggest sending them the 3 emails. One thing that we encourage some of our clients to do as well is if they really want to on that 3rd email, if they haven't purchased, send them a discount code. Right? They're never going to get any hotter than when they've added to cart there.
Well, and also think of this. It's a customer that you probably weren't going to get otherwise. So if you have to shave a little bit off the top to get that person, that's still money in the bank that you didn't have otherwise. So Just give it up, people. Give it up.
Just give it up. Give up a little discount code there, people. You know, you can add it to your product price if you need to, right?
It's true.
Yeah,
absolutely true.
Yeah, and we'll have an entire episode, I'm sure, at some point on discounting because I think that it's a really good conversation to have. But we're not talking about discounting today, Sean.
So stop it.
We're talking about email marketing. So Klaviyo. So like we talked about, we have the abandoned cart series. Now, something interesting Klaviyo has that I love. It's a browse abandonment. Email.
Browse abandonment. This sounds like it's going to blow some minds.
Yeah, it did just blow my mind.
Hey, Ben. Is your mind blown right now?
So this is somebody who's on your email list. So let's say you've got an email list of 40,000 people, right? This is somebody who's actually on that list and is now browsing around your website and using Klaviyo's secret spy technology, LLC Inc. Co.
Sounds official.
We can actually send them an email about an hour after they've browsed. Hey, I saw you were looking for this. That's a great time, especially for those people who are already on your list, to offer them a little incentive.
Because you're already top of mind.
Yeah, totally.
At that point.
Just push them over the edge. Get that into the cart, right?
I like that.
Yeah. So browse abandonment. So to set that up, I'm not going to get super into it, but basically there's a little bit of code that you need to put into your theme. On Shopify or any of the other platforms. For the most part, we try to reference Shopify because most of our listeners are on Shopify, and if they're not, well, they probably should be. Unless you're running some massive operation, there are very few benefits to being on other platforms, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about another really cool sort of feature that they have.
Okay.
You can build all sorts of flows. Right? And you can do if-then movements within the flow.
So what's a situation where you have an if-then?
So when somebody first joins your email list, mm-hmm. right? Now, if they have gone through your email list series before, right? When they purchase, when they get onto that list, they may actually have already been on that list before and unsubscribed. Now they get back onto your list. You don't want to re-indoctrinate them with your 3 email series to start.
No, absolutely.
Right? You want to just send them a quick thank you. But those people who are now first-time purchasers or first-time people joining your list, you want to indoctrinate them, right? So we're able to actually split those people out when they join your list. So not everybody has to go through your indoctrination series.
Right.
Now, what the heck's an indoctrination series?
That's another podcast episode.
Yeah, basically it's just we'll talk about it really quickly. It's just 3 to 5 part series telling them what they can expect from your emails. Really important to do. If they want to see your emails, what to do to whitelist them, to drag them from Gmail's promotions folder over into the main inbox, and then we're going to tell them a little bit about us, sort of what makes us unique, what they can expect. All of that sort of stuff.
Is it a good idea to tease some extra incentive to take you out of that promotions folder?
Oh, totally. And it's very, again, when somebody goes on your email list, give them a reason to. You always want to give them value. So, it's a little bit harder for, physical products to give that extra sort of value in informational form. But what you can do is you can always be giving your list something special. So something special that we've run before with one of our brands is we've run secret sales. So it's sales that only our email subscribers can see, right? It's only coupon codes that they have. And so to them, of course, they're going to want to stay on the email list if they're the only ones who are getting this,
and receive
sale.
Notifications when they're getting those emails too.
Yes, totally. So you're going to want to know when that secret sale comes up.
That will keep them active.
Totally. And then it's also great for the brand, right? Because you're not showing that you're this big discount brand because, brands in general, we don't want to do that. Email just allows us to do so much of that. What's better about email than Messenger, in my opinion, is that you actually own those subscribers, right? They're your customers. They're your subscribers. Nobody else owns that email list. Klaviyo doesn't own it. Facebook doesn't own it. It's your email list.
No one's ever going to change their terms of service so that you won't have access to those subscribers anymore.
No.
Exactly.
They're your subscribers that you keep at all times.
Which is something that you are at risk of if you're using predominantly Instagram or Facebook only. They don't belong to you. They belong to the platform.
Yeah, that's right. So one more thing, speaking of the Facebook platform, because we love Facebook.
The Facebook.
The Facebook. And something that Klaviyo is amazing doing. And again, this is our intro to email marketing today. So one thing that Klaviyo can do is you can actually use the segments that you've built on Klaviyo and feed them back into Facebook as custom audiences.
See, that is incredibly powerful.
Yeah. So it's stuff that maybe you couldn't actually get before, that type of audience, but now in Klaviyo you can separate them out. It's incredible. So can you think of a good example of why we would do that?
Well, if you're trying to reach on Facebook customers who have bought a certain product line or a certain type of product, or have been customers of a certain promotion only, or maybe they're customers of just the secret sale or stuff like that, right? So it gives you extra back channels to reach them.
Totally. I can think of another good example here. So lots of times what we do is we call anybody who hasn't opened or clicked an email in 3 months unengaged, because we don't want to be sending emails to people who are unengaged. But what we could do is we could take that whole unengaged list, feed it back into Facebook as a custom audience, say, hey, them. Hey, you haven't opened an email in a while. Do you want to get our emails still? If so, click here, right? And then we'll get them to reconfirm their email from there. Or maybe, hey, was email not a good place to get you? Do you want a messenger message? Right?
I like
we'll get them
that.
there. Right, so there's incredible things that you can do with Klaviyo. We're just scratching the surface. I just wanted to give you guys just a really brief overview of it. Again, this is the intro to email marketing. We're going to get way more into this in the future.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, so...
And so are they.
Yeah. So for now, Jordan, Sean, we're out.
I don't know what he's talking about, but we are out.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Secrets to Scaling Online. If you're loving what you're hearing, subscribe to our podcast and share this with a friend. No, seriously, share it with a friend. No, if you don't, I'm going to find you and I'm going to make you profitable. Got it? No, seriously.